Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Dolis, and welcome back to Material Energy Cubed. In the last episode, what all did we do? I know we went to the biosphere for a little bit, and ended up dying trying to clear that out a little bit more. And we did some, that's what we did. We did some chemistry stuff. So we made this bad boy, the nuclear fission. And we got a whole bunch of rewards. We got a whole bunch of resident energy cells, and just a lot of cool stuff. Today, I'm gonna take mostly a break from the adventuring part, and we're gonna make our base a little bit better. Specifically, I have all these energy cells hanging around all over the place, and honestly, I need to kind of centralize them. These guys are not working at all, so that's not good. So yeah, basically what I need to do is I'm going to be disconnecting this power line. I'm going to be moving all of my energy cells downstairs, upgrading the leadstone ones, and maybe making a few more. And then we will also be kind of running wires all throughout the base. So I want wires over here, and I want wires over there. This does mean that I'm going to stop using the potion generators, and I'm going to rely solely on the solar generators, because I mean these are, once they're charged, there's 4.5 million RF. I should leave room to expand, so we'll take that out a little bit. Where am I going? I could just expand back and forth here. Yeah, let's just expand back and forth here. I think this will be the easiest way. So I have these colored brick black covers, hollow covers. I made some white ones because originally I was going to have it like back here, and you can't make covers out of these limestone. You can't make covers out of anything that's from chisel. For the record, just so you guys kind of know how to make the covers, can I cut cobblestone in half? I can. So I did too much. Basically, you cut cobblestone to the size you want. So if you want covers, and then you make like this, and you get hollow cobblestone covers. I didn't know that before. I've never really worked with the forge blocks. They're cool, but I've never really made the covers and stuff like that, because I usually don't care about the prettiness. But this seems practical, so I made some out of quartz just to have a white color, and then the power lines will run through it. So this is something that I'm gonna do, and what I can do is we put power lines on top and wrap it around. So one other thing, before we can really do much moving of items, we need to make a new machine, because I have the fluid transposer, sawmill, induction smelter. We need to get a magma crucible. This is a fairly simple machine. We need to make another machine frame, which isn't too bad. We need a leadstone energy cell, which is pretty easy as well, and there we go. So magma crucible. The reason being is I want more conduits. Conduits are a little bit of a pain to make. Let's jump up here, do this. I want configuration, I want output to this side, and that will accept it. And now if we want to make conduits, the way you do that is pretty easy. So redstone conduits are, why don't I see them? Here they are. So you make them with empty redstone conduits. So we need hardened glass and electrum. Well, I don't have any hardened glass. And do we have any? No, we don't have any electrum. Electrum is pretty easy to make, though. It's just gold and silver. So let's get... I hate that echo sometimes. Let's get some gold. I have a little bit of gold dust. And we also need some silver. I'm going to need to grind up, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll just do that right here. And then we're also going to need some hardened glass. So hardened glass is made from lead and pulverized obsidian. So we need obsidian. I have, let's do 8. I believe each one of these will give us 4. So we need to do 16 obsidian. So let's just use this and we'll chisel it. Which is why I have the chisel out, to be honest. But so we'll do 16. We'll pulverize that and should be able to make the electrum blend. We'll probably want a little bit more, actually. Whatever. I'm going to put the saw away. I need to eat. So I've moved my bed. I've moved this stuff a little bit, but we need to make obsidian, and then we need lead. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lead. So if we do 8, we're going to need 16 electrum. So we need just a little bit more. We need, what, 2 more gold and 2 more silver. So let's get that going. Might as well run over here. Actually, yeah, we can pulverize them in here. This won't take too long. It'll go to my output chest. And then in the induction smelter, we'll put the lead. And then we'll have a stack of obsidian. And we'll have, what, half a stack? So there's the electrum blend. We'll put that in here. And then to make the conduits, you need to do 200 millibuckets of destabilized redstone, which is what we needed the magma crucible for. 200 millibuckets is just 2 redstone. So depending on how much I want to make, depends on how much I grab. So let's do, that's more than enough. It's always good to have a little bit extra of the hardened glass. It is very useful. So let's just make, let's just make all of this. So 48. So I need, let's do, exactly that. So we'll just throw this into the magma crucible. It'll go pretty quickly, and then if we throw this in here, once it gets the amount that it needs, it'll make me more conduits. So that is what we're gonna do for this. I do need to decide where I want to have most of the machines. I'm gonna have to reset this up. I'll probably put that over here. So maybe if we do like here-ish, actually, of course I always pick the edge. If we do like here-ish, that looks good. We'll put the hollow cover, and that's where we'll come back up. It doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look good, but it doesn't look terrible. So it's good enough for me. But let's start getting stuff moved. So let's see, where is this cover? It's right there. Alright, Alright, let's get some conduits like that. And honestly, we can just kind of go straight this way to break all these blocks. I'm probably going to need to make more conduits, which is fine. I have a ton of obsidian everywhere, but we'll have this will go down to power source. For the time being, let's grab this stuff. I want these machines as well, and we're gonna get a lot of conduits here. For the time being, I'm not gonna hook up the chemistry stuff, but eventually I do want to. So this is out of power, but we have over a stack of conduits, so that's good. Let's grab this guy, and honestly, let's grab all the wiring. We're gonna rewire things. We're gonna reset up things. Overall, we're gonna lose a little bit of power, but it's okay. So I think the more important thing right now is to get power line up here, and then get these charging batteries. So let's pop down here, and we're gonna, this is gonna be the input line, and then we'll have an output here and here. And for the time being, what we mainly need to do is we'll do input on the top, output on the sides, and we'll have a hardened energy cell on each side that's doing input here, output here, and eventually I'll put another of the resin energy cells here, and then this will be input, output. So this should be alright, this should be getting a charge, yes. Alright, and then this is going to go back up to the ME stuff, but I'm actually going to be moving most of the ME stuff down here. When I'm ready to do that, I'm going to put the controller right next to this guy. Then, you know what, let's do something like this. Instead of, actually I wanted that one. Instead of running stuff across the ceiling, let's run against the wall. That sounds better. And we can break these. And basically, eventually, like, if I want to add more energy cells, I just work my way up. As long as the resonant energy cells are kind of in the middle, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And then I can always put these, because I am going to need to have another one over there, which I will just probably run this around, and then find wherever the hole is that I made right here. So that there is the controller for the ME system that's over here, and I'll just run that wire along, and I'll probably put another energy cell, a hardened energy cell over there for that. So we could go ahead and plug this in. It should charge off of the power source, and then the next big thing I need to do is I need to get a whole bunch of ME cables. So let's, actually I wanted those, and then I want ME cables. Let's grab all, like 2 stacks. That's gonna be more than enough, and we're gonna break this for the time being. We're gonna break this, and all of this stuff is gonna be quiet now. So I can't put it there, obviously. This is gonna be fun. Alright, not too bad, actually. And we'll just rebuild this because I don't want that to be a hole. Do that. Alright, so if we put the controller here, I'm going to have, for at least the time being, all of the drives here. We'll put the crafting terminal will still be up there, but we need to break this. And yeah, something like this. We need to eat. And yeah, so then all I have to do is plug the terminal back in wherever. Where's the hole? Right here. How do I want to do this? I actually think, because I do like having it over here, let's actually put the crafting table, the crafting thing down. We're gonna break these blocks. Actually, I didn't want to break both of those, but whatever. I can put that there. We're gonna put cable there, crafting thing there. We're actually going to break most of these, and what we'll do something like this. This is incredibly dangerous. If I fall, I'm dead. But I don't need to go too far because I can just, like, can I sneak it? There we go. And then something like, there we go. So that's connected, or will be in just like a second. Then I just need to go get those blocks and rebuild that a little bit. So they're over here, right? Yeah, right there. Alright, so the ME system, all we have to do now is move all of the drives, replace this, so it's like that, then these, I guess that was limestone, whatever, and then I want to put the chest right here, and then this is going to be the fun part. So we'll get to that in a second. We don't have any of the stuff in here because, well, there's no storage disks. But we can go ahead and pick this guy up and try to condense my inventory just a little bit. Only one of these is filled, so let's actually put this in here. Let's empty our inventory a little bit. I do want a crafting table up here somewhere. Let's just put it right here. Let's throw in this stuff. The furnace and all this we can go place in a second. This is backup, so we can probably place that. I don't need all those cables. So let's place the backup generators. So basically I just want to have a place. Let's do it like here. Let's just do two. So if I ever need more generators, I have them. That is the whole purpose of that. So let's do that. And can I take all this stuff now? I should be able to. So let's just do that. And we'll hit it. And then can we do more? So this is the fun part of moving all of my inventory back down here. And for, like I said, for the time being, we're just going to throw it all here. Let's make it so things don't like get lost. Alright, so we're almost done with what I wanted to do today, the beginning part, and I realized the episode's like halfway over. Stuff takes too much time, but it's necessary to do. So might as well do it, you know. Let's pop down here. Let's put the next drive down. And then we should have 2 more. We should be able to get most of this, so let's just hit that. And take out what we can of these. 1 more trip. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to set up the area over there. Actually, you know what? We'll do a little bit of that, but not too much. I'll do most of that off camera. I just kind of want to show what I was doing more than anything. So we'll try to do most of that off camera, actually. And the reason I'm bringing most of the stuff down here is eventually I'm going to make auto crafting with ME. And basically all you have to do with that is you make a big multi-block machine. And we'll make that probably in this area. Or we might, honestly, we might run a cable along here and put it over here. Because that makes sense. But, so this is a lot cleaner looking, which I'm happy about. Let's throw this stuff up. So I do need the ME cable. The only thing is we need to run this line over so that we can get our cobblestone. And we just break this stuff. Those hurt, by the way. And we just do that. There we go. Now we have our cobblestone. We have everything it looks like. So let's get this side set up a little bit. I'm going to keep the potions along the wall. I'm going to move this to this wall. So for the most part it's going to be something like this. I mean, I could probably go ahead and do it so it's a pulverizer and then just a pulverizer, which that's fine. And then this one has a furnace on top, so this up is both. It receives from the right, and then this receives from the bottom and outputs outputs the side. No, I want the top. Configuration, ignore redstone, both of them. This configures so pulverizer accepts from there and outputs everything to the top. And then we just need to wire everything, put the chests in place. And we can pick this guy up. Grab all these. Honestly, grab all of these. And I'm gonna throw these guys in here for now. But we will need this as well. Although this might stay where it's at. But let's get the rest of this set up. So do chests like this. Make sure they only go one place or the other. Wait, no. These are going to be better if it's like this. And I'm going to compact it a little bit. I think, I don't remember if it was about like this or not. But we break that. Output, output. You've seen me do this before, but it is not that difficult. We'll set it up. I want that to be like that, and then we just need some levers, which we can actually put on the back wall. So there's that one, there's that one, and there's that one. This redstone is disabled, right? Yes. Alright, so there we go. In fact, I'll probably put some signs. Because why not? Make it look nice. So we put a sign on this chest that says ingots. I spelled that right, didn't I? Yes. And then pulverized only. There we go. Alright, so then that is that. We can do more redstone conduits. We will pick this guy up and we'll put bees at the end. We'll have all the bee stuff down here, but like we'll want pulverizer, magma crucible, fluid transposer. We'll set these up. And I don't want anything like that. Redstone furnace, sawmill, induction smelter, energetic infuser can go there. We are going to need to light things up over here, because I do like my base fairly nice and bright, even though nothing can spawn over here. Let's turn all of these off. I don't know if there's any more machines. We might have another one there, but then we can have the centrifuge, carpenter, and all those, and then the mutatron, mutagen producer, carpenter. We only need one carpenter, squeezer. Actually, let's do two carpenters, because usually you want one full of water and then the other one's going to be like, I don't even know. But let's see, forestry. Do we have all the machines? Looks like it. I think I can do at thermal. Okay, nothing that I can see. Gendistry, nothing. Alright. So let's just put these. We don't need those anymore. We'll put the carpenters on top. Squeezer, and then mutagen producer, mutatron, and yeah, so there's all of our machines that we have so far. So today, what I wanted to do, and we're gonna actually get into this a little bit. A lot of what I'm gonna do with this is gonna be off camera. But the first thing I want to do is we need to produce some mutagen. And mutagen is produced, glowstone will give you 800, redstone will give you 100. And it's all the same amount of power. So redstone blocks are the best, second best is glowstone blocks. So let's see, we have a decent amount of glowstone, but we're going to need that for other things. We have an okay amount of redstone. Ultimately, I think which one's going to be easier. I think in the long run, we're going to need less glowstone. I don't know, but let's just get 16. We'll start with that. And we'll get that into the mutagen producer. And basically, it's going to use a million RF, or no, yeah, it's a million RF per tick. Or not per tick, but a million RF total to produce some mutagen. And we want that mutagen in here. Now the next thing we need to get is labware, which does take a diamond. I only want one of those. And we're going to need labware in here, so that is important. Eventually I might have another mini ME system. Put a controller here with a drive and then the stuff for the bees. But let's get that in there. We need to make some new bees, and the first set of bees that it wants you to make is either black, cyan, or magenta. Which, let's look at magenta. These bees are blue and pink. Blue is forest and diligent. So we need to get diligent, which is common and cultivated. Commons are really easy, and then cultivated are not much more difficult. So commons are just 2 hive bees. So if we look at some hives, let's get the meadows hive. Let's get a scoop, and we'll scoop up the meadow bees. I do have some already. Oh, that was ignoble. So let's get these guys out. Now the question I have: do I have a beealizer? No. I do have a lot of genes, but we need to make a beealizer. So I need diamond, 2 buckets of water, some tin, glass panes, and redstone. So we have 1 diamond left. We need 2 redstone. We need 4 tin. 4. We have a decent amount of bees. We do have some common bees, so we can skip that for now. And then glass panes, which I have 2. And the last thing I'm going to need is some water, which is why I have 2 carpenters. Let's do redstone, tin, diamond, and then glass. So let's go grab another thing of water, and then we can go ahead and make the beealizer. Beealizer works off of honey, so that's making it. Before we do anything, I do want to beealize these. Do I have any honey? I do have a honeycomb, so let's go ahead and centrifuge that. Do I have any honey? I have 2 honey. That's enough. So do we have any more common? We don't have any common drones. That's a problem. So do we have, let's see, do I just type drone? I can see all of them. And if I type queen, I don't have any. Now I know from memory there's the beealizer. Awesome. And then we can just click it all and get rid of it. We did get 1 more honey and some beeswax, whatever with the beeswax. I don't care about that. Now I do know from memory that that's that one. I need to go down 1 more. Out here, 1, there's a bunch of hives, and 2, there are some bees hidden right here. Gray, light gray, yellow, cyan, and then a whole bunch of lime. Awesome, I got the block of grass. That's what I was trying to get. And then I have modest, marshy, tropical, meadows, wintry. So we can get more bees pretty easily. Forest was the one that I had trouble with. I got unlucky with the bees, but whatever. Let's head back up. And let's see. So we need to see if these meadows are pure. And they both are. So let's get these guys going. We'll get some meadows, and then what we'll do is oh no, you don't go in there. If I bucket, no. Shift bucket, no. There's a thing from forestry. Oh, I didn't want to do that. What is it called? It is a eyedropper or something like that. Soldering iron. Wow, I said that weird. Soldering iron is not it. Crap. Because we just lost a little bit of mutagen. Let me see if I can find it. Why is there nothing here? Because there should be a way to get that liquid out. I might just have to wait until there's enough in there. But I swore there was an item that would let me get... there it is. Pipette. So we need to make one of those. We need to make a pipette. So we need glass panes. No big deal. I'll probably get some more of the sand cooking up between episodes. We need wool. We have string. Of course we do. So string. It's only 4 in this one, right? Yes. Alright, so if we make the pipette, I believe that is how you get liquids out of the carpenter. So I can't have these two machines next to each other. Because I don't think I can take it out with a bucket. No, I have to pipette. Right? Screw it. We're just going to lose it. So hopefully this pumps the rest into this. We'll put the other carpenter here, I guess. I didn't think about that. I probably should have put this centrifuge. Centrifuge would be fine here. So we'll put the other carpenter here. And it's empty now. Alright, so this hopefully will produce into this. And basically what you do is, we have a whole bunch of lime drones. Let's see, is there anything we can do with lime drones? Well, we can get genetic samplers. We don't have one of those machines yet. So no, they do not breed in anything else. We do have, well, we have common. We could get diligent. Or cultivated. So you take a common princess. So we have 2 common princesses. And then you take a forest drone and it says cultivated queen. And you click on that, and if it has the mutagen, which I think it takes a bucket, and then power, it will make the cultivated queen. And then you can put that in there. You'll have cultivated queens consistently, and then you can go on your merry way. So that is kind of the plan. I'm going to do a little bit of bee breeding, nothing too much. I want to get royal jelly. So royal jelly is made from imperial queens, which are noble and majestic. Nobles are common and cultivated, and then majestics are nobles and cultivated. So pretty easy. There's another set that I'm probably going to want, which is for pollen, which is industrious. Industrious is the other line that kind of goes with that. So it's a diligent and an unwary. Unwary is diligent and cultivated, and then diligent is common and cultivated. Common and cultivated is why you need the advanced mutatron. They can make both. They can make both the diligent and the noble. What was the other one? I forget already. Yeah, noble. So that's why you need the advanced mutatron. A normal mutatron would do one or the other. The other thing you need in here is the genetics lab wire, which we do, so that's not a big deal. Let's go ahead. I'm going to do one last thing before we call this episode. Looking at this, so we need to make a genetic sampler and a genetic imprinter. My voice is just not cooperating today. So we need a lot of bronze for this, which isn't a bad thing. We need, let's see, 5 diamonds for this one. Yeah, 5 diamonds for the sampler, and the imprinter is another 4. So we need 9 diamonds in total. Well, unfortunately, we don't have any diamonds, but we have chemistry. So if we come over here, and we look at the synthesis machine, if we look at diamonds, how do you make a diamond? Well, diamonds are fairly complicated, but not that bad. They're carbon nanotubes, which are 4 stacks of carbon. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll make 1 carbon nanotube. So you need 4 stacks of carbon. You need what? 4, 8, 16 stacks of carbon will give you 1 diamond. Kinda sucks, but carbon's pretty common. I mean, coal, charcoal. I could start a tree farm and get just a ton of carbon. But let's see, do we have something that has a lot of carbon in it? Cellulose isn't bad. The toxins are great. A lot of the drugs and stuff are great because they have a lot of carbon. Sucrose isn't bad. Vinyl chloride, that's going to give me a lot of chloride. That could be good. Gallic acid. That's not half bad. So if we just, dump this in there, let that go, that's going to give us a lot of hydrogen, which later on, when we can do fission, that will be better. But for the time being, it's not going to be the best. I was wondering where those were. We will deal with those here soon. I can't do that block. Honestly, I'll probably break this block and have it go into the side where the energy cell is now. But so we can make diamonds. Let's get everything else ready to make those 2 machines. So let's get all that stuff out. We'll put the hydrogen and the oxygen in there, and we have a little bit of carbon. Gallic acid, if you remember, is from, not gallium arsenic. Gallic acid is from tannic acid, which is from cocoa beans. So you get a lot of it from cocoa beans, which are really easy to grow. So let's get so for the genetic imprinters and samplers, we're going to need sturdy casing each. We're going to need a total of 3 bead receptacles and 2 power modules, and then 4 gears each. So we're going to need a lot of bronze. How much bronze do we have? Not much at all. Alright, so we can do this, and let's just make a stack or so. First thing we want to do is we want to make 2 sturdy casings, and then some gears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're probably gonna need more. We want the B receptacles, which is gonna take, I think we needed 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. And then power modules, which I believe take 4 more gears. So let's make the more gears, and how about, is that iron or copper? You know what, I'm gonna go for the copper. So 1, 2, 3, and we need more bronze. And we can make the last few gears. Hopefully I counted right. Yes, barely. Alright, so if we look at the genetic imprinter, we have everything except for the genetic processor, which we have everything but the diamonds, and then this we also do. So all we need is the diamonds. I think I'm going to go ahead and call the episode here. Let's make sure that mutagen's in there. I have a cultivated queen. If I grab, do I have any more light upgrades? No. I'll have to make more of those, but I should have another, yeah, I have 2 more apiaries. So these guys I will put right here. I'm going to go ahead and put the cultivated queen in there, and then once I get some more bees, I'm going to make some more upgrades. I'm going to have all 3 of these have the upgrades that they need, the automation, the light, and honestly, we should be doing fine with power. In fact, let's go check, see how our energy cells are holding up. They look fine. So we're good with power. We're just, in fact, we're gaining power now because the solar generators are charging. So basically all I have to do is I need to make some diamonds. I think ultimately it's going to be better to make the diamonds than anything else. But there's 1 carbon nanotube. So yeah, I'm just going to work a little bit with chemistry, and in the next episode we'll do a little bit more exciting things. I think what I want to do, at least to begin with, is finish off, go back to hell and see if we can't finish that area. That would be nice to do. I might spend a little bit of time and make a, let's take this, let's actually put this somewhere else. I'll probably extend this 1 and have the apiaries kind of along this line. So move this stuff and put this guy here, just to make it a little bit easier, so I can do another ME system, a really small one, just a I need 1 more, just a controller terminal and a single drive. And yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work a little bit off camera on stuff, get bees a little bit closer to being ready to start doing something with them. We'll take a look at the genetic imprinter and all that stuff in the next episode. And yeah, other than that, we're going to do a little bit more adventuring in the next episode. I know we didn't get too much done quest-wise, but the base is a lot better, I think. Looks a lot nicer to me, at least. So that's the important thing. I'm going to finish running the cables over here, get that hooked up into the main system, and move the energy cell over here. And we should be good on energy for the rest of the map. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!